Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Jake Gordon and Alex. We're going to start this segment with a little shameless plug. If you're not following already, follow us at Sports Talk ATL, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, sportstalkatl.com. You can find all our content, written, video, everything there. We do a good job. Really check it out. Vaughn Grissom came up to the majors, made like 3,000 errors in 15 games, proved he couldn't play shortstop. Didn't really hit the ball particularly well. His average was all right, but he didn't even have a single extra base hit. He clearly wasn't ready to play starting shortstop. I do still think his bat, if he had a longer sample size, would come around and be a above average major league bat. But when you couldn't play shortstop, there's not a place for him. And a lot of people are down on him. And maybe there are some truths to it. You could say, hey, he'll never be a major league shortstop. I don't know if he will be. But the one thing I can say is this kid is 22 years old. He should have never been forced to play a major league game to this point in his career. He should still be a prospect. And if he were a prospect, he'd be like a top 50 prospect in baseball, if not even higher. He's now 22 years old. You go look at his Gwinnett numbers. He's hitting 400. His OPS is near 1,200. Really, the only thing that I think holds him back in light of the Braves is I don't know if he can play shortstop. And if he can't play shortstop, I don't know where he fits in on this roster. But he's going to be a good major leaguer. Like, he is a very good young player. So I just want everyone to hey, settle down. I don't know if he'll ever be able to play shortstop, but for somebody, maybe it's not the Braves, maybe he's using a trade. He's going to be a really good major leaguer because this is a really talented kid. This is one of the more talented bats that's come through the system. Because I mean, you look at his minor league numbers. I mean, they're better than Michael Harris. Like, this is no fluke. You don't hit 400, even if it's only 15 games, unless you're a really good player at 22.
Yeah, I think what you said is really important there, that if he had never made his major league debut last season, which he came out on fire, and I get it was just 44 games or 42 games, but if he had never come up, I mean, he would be, just like you said, a top 50 prospect in baseball. He skipped skipped Triple A entirely, excuse me, and now he's just getting some extra seasoning. It's going to be up to Alex Anthopoulos to make the puzzle pieces fit. Just like you said, he might not be a shortstop at the major league level. He might be better suited for second base. And again, that's, Ozzie Albies is arguably the best second baseman in baseball. So we're not moving off Ozzie Albies. It's up to Alex Anthopoulos to make these puzzle pieces fit. And if that means moving off of Vaughn Grissom, then so be it. But it's going to be all eyes are on Alex Anthopoulos, because there's no way that we can't get this guy, whether it be for trade or get this guy in Atlanta, because his bat, just like you said, I don't care what he did in this small sample size. He's got a major league bat. He's got it.
Yeah, I agree too. I don't think his future is a shortstop. I don't really know where his future is. Might be a DH. I don't know. Maybe left field, but the kid's not a shortstop. Maybe he'll develop a little bit. I hate it for him. But the fact of the matter is, the Braves really just don't need him right now. I mean, Orlando Arcia, since he's been back, he's got an OPS over 1,000. He's hitting like 429. He's been just fine. No home runs yet, but he's producing a lot. And I'm a fan of Orlando Arcia.
Playing great defense
of the year.
I think Arcia could legitimately be the starting shortstop in Atlanta for the next 3 years. If he plays anything close to this.
That's exactly what I was about to say. That contract looks like a bargain.
And he's getting paid
right
$2.5 million. He's getting paid $2.5 million.
Why'd you extend him? Well, look at where we're at right now.
Bro, Kevin Pillar makes $3 million. That's like bench player money. Like, he's a utility man. Like that, even if he is just a utility man over the next few years, that was a great contract. Because look what's happened. Like, look at the injuries that have happened.
He has a 911 OPS.
You're gonna need a guy to step up and be able to start in a pinch. And right now he's starting every day, and he's probably gonna start every day for the rest of the season. And I feel just fine with that. And Vaughn Grissom, I've always said, I don't know left field. Could he play left field? Listen, if he's going to hit 350, he could play anywhere. He could DH. If he's going to hit 3 or even 330, which I don't think is out of the realm of possibility. Like, I think his contact bat is elite. And I only think he's going to grow into power. I'm not as down on people as him as a shortstop in the future. I still think he's probably never going to be an elite shortstop, but he is only 22 years old. I think he has the athleticism and the arm strength to play the position. And I think pressure got to him. Like, I think if you watch those games, like, he made 6 errors, but those are plays I know he can make. Like, I feel like everyone knows he could make a lot of those plays. And I think his first game started off really bad in the field, and I think that just kind of tumbled. I think he was asked to do a little bit too much too early, and I think that can happen at the plate. That can happen at the field. Wherever you struggle, that's going to be really brought to light as a young player when you're asked to do too much at the major league level.
Well,
Yeah,
to wrap up my point about him not coming back up anytime soon, here Adrianza is almost back too, and Braden Shoemaker will be set down. He's only gotten 4 at-bats. I think Adrianza had a hit an RBI last night in Rome, so he'll be back soon as well. He's a much better defender. He can give you anything that Shoemaker can give you at this point in his career. So yeah, I think it's going to be a while before we see either of these guys.
Yeah, let's not act like playing shortstop is some walk in the park. I mean, it's one of the hardest positions to play defensively in the majors outside of center field and catcher.
I would say easily the hardest.
Yeah, and the nuances it takes to play it at an elite level only comes with years of experience. Orlando Arcia has been a starting shortstop for 5 years in Milwaukee. So give Vaughn some time. I'm still not out on him potentially being a starting shortstop.
Yeah, and the reality is, like you said, Braden Shoemaker, I think if we need a starter, if Orlando Arcia were to get injured again, I do think they'd probably roll with Braden simply because of defense. And I think they view a lot more, or Grissom, a lot higher in the future. Like, they want him to build that confidence up, because when you look at the future of the organization, the future of the position, I still think the ideal situation is Grissom figuring it out and getting that bat in the lineup. I don't think there's any doubt about that. So I think Grissom stays in Gwinnett unless something crazy happens or he just shows a ton of stuff and Orlando Arcia gets injured. I think Grissom's in Gwinnett the rest of the year, and that's the way it should be. He's 22 years old.
He needs reps. He needs reps.
Part of his issues too is that he was hitting 280 for a stretch, but his OPS was below 700. He was hitting nothing but
he had no extra base hits. But you look at Gwinnett, he has 2 homers, 3 triples, 7 doubles. I think that changes. But coming up after the break, we're going to go through the SEC win totals and give our